June 2015, 7:04 a.m. Chicago time. Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not indicative of future results. This is another pre-recorded segment. I do have an obligation to my kids again this morning, and I'm not able to do this live. We'll be back on schedule tomorrow, doing these live and up to date. I'm doing this an hour early. A lot can happen between now and the open, as you already know. Ahead of us, we have the housing starts and building permits numbers, as well as Red Book before the market opens. So, the overnight news fairly tame. The German zoo current situation survey falls for the second straight month. It's mostly weighed down by external factors, particularly the Greek concerns. There's still no credible sign of progress on Greece. EU are considering implementing capital controls on Greece. That's the rumor, at least. The Financial Times writes that the Eurozone officials are holding an emergency meeting on Greece on Sunday amid fears that the impasse may lead to possible Grexit. Asian equities mostly fell, led by the Shanghai Composite. It's down 3.5%, which with the trading broke below 5,000 for much of the session. There are fears of a liquidity freeze in there. Other than that, there are some releases coming through from Greece. Just 6 minutes ago, Greek government spokesman says that PM Tsipras will not introduce any new proposals at the upcoming summit, in line with what's been speculated. So this is truly an impasse at this point. Earlier at 5:55 Central, there was a headline that came across. It says Greece reportedly looking to delay IMF payment by 6 months. This is where there's just a lot of noise. It's really, again, I'll emphasize it again, it's really important to have some source of news and something to keep up with, because we'll see in a minute here that the news is really something that is moving the market currently. It's a rodeo show. Looking ahead at what's on deck, again, 7:30 a.m. U.S. housing starts expecting 1.097 million. Building permits looking for 1.1 million. At 7:55 Central, we're looking for Red Book. And then at 3:35 after the market, we're looking for API crude oil inventories. The last reading was negative 6.7 million. Today, we have quite a few spokespersons from the ECB. At 9 o'clock, we have ECB's Preet Neutral to speak on monetary policy, financial and prudential policy interactions. At 9:30 Central, ECB's Not, who's a hawk in the Dutch Parliament, to discuss financial systems. 9:30 also ECB's Merch, a soft hawk, speaks on OMT in Brussels. At 10 Central, we're looking for ECB's Nowotny, Hawks speaking at the Austrian Finance Minister panel. At 10 o'clock also, we're looking for ECB's Neuer. Soft Dove will be speaking about about financing the economy in the current regulatory climate. And then we're looking for Greek Prime Minister Tsipras to be visiting St. Petersburg today. So we're looking at 5 ECB speakers between 9 and 10 o'clock Central, in addition to the Greek Prime Minister. Not sure if anything is going to be released there. As far as auctions, 10:30, we're looking for a 4-week T-bill auction. Pretty busy day. I want to bring your attention to the fact that this is expiration week. It is quad witching Friday. There's a lot of volume that's going to have to go through the market as the market rolls into expiration, and there's a lot of delta hedging, and there's just a lot of interactivity with the market to hedge expiring positions and options. And to top that off, it is Tuesday before the before the FOMC rate decision. The rate decision comes out tomorrow, so you've got to keep that in mind for today. These are all important factors that influence the performance of the market for today. Again, in addition to the to what we have in place with the Greek stuff. So let's switch gears and look at what we did yesterday. The primary expectation yesterday was for an attempt higher, a push into 75.50 or so. Remember, this is a big area. 75.50 is the old 83 quarter, which is the monthly, which I intended to bring up actually. Let me bring that up. Is the monthly HVN LVN. It used to be 83 and a quarter on the June, and now it's 75.50 or so. Let's look at it for a moment. Actually, let's continue here with what we're doing and then look at it in a moment. So the expectation is for it to push to the 75.50 area, find resistance. The expectation is it's not likely to push to 20.82. And then I expected it to move lower into the overnight low with a key target below 20.55 yesterday. What it ended up doing is it ended up pushing down earlier to 20.62.75, and then actually this wasn't the overnight low yesterday. We did take out the overnight low yesterday. I apologize, confusing things. So 20.70. 2070 was the overnight low. We did take it out. It went through, and then it pushed up, and then it basically got stuck in this 2075.50 area for much of the afternoon. Pretty choppy trade. We had some noise come in from Greece that caused a pretty strong pop up and a return, and then essentially we ended up with a double distribution profile with a very pronounced LVN right at the mid. The LVN is at 2071 and a quarter. The point of control shifted up. Lots of volume on the high. A poor high. The expectation was for this to at least continue through this overnight. It has not done so. I cannot call this a clean auction the way that it's behaving. So yesterday we saw the market test, push through the mid, back into the OS, and then chop around, and then we got this Greek news. We had an impulsive move here at 7.5 points, and then a continuation move at 6 points, and then it just sat up here all afternoon. You could see the point of control moving from down here to up here, making this area, this volume in this area very, very prominent with a weak high. Under these circumstances, the expectation is for it to push through and test, and the expectation was for it to test the prior day's low, but it did not do that overnight. Instead, it basically fell off as the European session opened right here. It fell off and has tested that low from yesterday by 3 ticks. So it's stuck below this LVN. So the over-under line today will be that 2071 and a quarter, very important area to watch. As far as why we got stuck up where we got stuck yesterday, as we look at the monthly here, I did post a segment of this. The point of control for the month of February was 2075, 50 in the current contract. Then we put in an HVN behind it in the month of March. Then we put an LVN, a very prominent LVN. I talked about this quite a bit in April. And then we put in an HVN in May. And now we're stuck here again, building volume, as you can see. So if you look at these profiles together, you can see that the market likes the area between 2081 and the current contract all the way up to 2094. You can see it building here. In April, we had just a ton of trading happen between this 2075 all the way up to near the top, but the market's splitting value right down this price 2075 50. I have it highlighted here in this color, and you can see where we are stuck, and we transferred the point of control right to it, and we're stuck at it. So for now, the market's seeing this as an important value area or an important price area to trade and retrade. Any rotation up is likely to target 2097. We do have some key prominent areas to test. We still have a gap up at 2082. We have a gap zone above that from 97, from 94 to 97. We still have some structure here that's incomplete. So if I move this to the side and create another profile just from the last couple of days, you can see that this profile is just completely broken up. You can see the distributions within this profile. So we're in the lower end. The 75 is in the middle, is the next one up, and then 85 is the next one up, and then the very high end of this is the old 2101 50. So this is where we're stuck. But for now, even though the shape of how we left yesterday, the fact that value dropped on a lower high, lower low, I did not expect this to continue higher for the current trend to shift to bullish yet. But I did expect it to at least tackle this 2082, 2082.50 before turning down. The trend is currently down in the short term, and this week, basically. Again, I want to remind you that we have FOMC tomorrow, so keep an eye out for that. This morning, I think we're likely to be stuck in yesterday's range. Yesterday, we had 16.75 points of range, and it looks like we're likely to be stuck here. I'm a seller of anything above 71.25 and pushing into this area. I'm looking for it to continue to test lower down into the 2055 unless news comes out. That's all I had for you for today. Again, I want to remind people that, remind you traders that I'm cleaning up the website, and if you want to be a part of the notifications coming in the future, you might want to join the mailing list. I'll post a link to that on Twitter. Other than that, just be patient today. It is the first day of FOMC, the FOMC meeting, with the announcement coming tomorrow. So big money is not likely to move assets around too much before the announcement. The announcement is expected to bring us closer to a better idea of when the interest rates are going to change. Consensus now is for September, but there are reports from Goldman Sachs and others that look like it'll probably not be till December. But the statement tomorrow is expected to indicate that the market is weakening somewhat, and that more time is needed before interest rates rise. So that's the expectation. Anything other than that, it's likely to push us around a little bit. Good luck today, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Take care.